What if I told you Facebook wasn't even meant to be Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg originally created it as a college dating tool. Fast forward 2 decades, and it's one of the most influential platforms in human history. But the journey? It's been filled with massive success, public backlash, and some jaw-dropping controversies. Let's break it all down. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most iconic and controversial figures in the tech world, Mark Zuckerberg. At just 19, he launched Facebook from his Harvard dorm room, transforming it into a multi-billion-dollar empire. But behind the scenes, Zuckerberg has faced countless challenges, from navigating privacy scandals to defending his company in front of Congress. In this video, we're diving into his fascinating story. We'll explore his meteoric rise, the challenges he's faced, and the key moments that have defined his career. By the end, we'll reflect on the lessons his journey holds for future tech leaders. So grab your coffee and settle in. This is going to be good. Let's start at the beginning. Mark Zuckerberg was a prodigy long before Facebook. Born in 1984 in New York, he was coding by the time he was 12. One of his early projects? A messaging program called ZuckNet, which his dad used at his dental practice. Fast forward to Harvard, where Zuckerberg's passion for coding collided with a simple idea. What if there was a way for students to connect online? That idea led to the Facebook, which he launched in 2004 with his roommates. Initially, it was just for Harvard students, but the platform quickly expanded to other universities and eventually, the world. By 2005, Facebook had over 5 million users and caught the attention of investors. In just a few short years, Zuckerberg went from a college student with a side project to the CEO of one of the fastest-growing startups in Silicon Valley. The next phase of Zuckerberg's journey was all about scaling Facebook into a global phenomenon. One of his most pivotal decisions? The introduction of the news feed in 2006. At the time, it was controversial. Users weren't thrilled about their activities being broadcast to everyone. But today, it's hard to imagine Facebook without it. Then came the acquisitions. In 2012, Zuckerberg made the bold move to buy Instagram for $1 billion, a decision that seemed risky at the time, but paid off big. 2 years later, he acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion, solidifying Facebook's dominance in social media and messaging. These moves showcased Zuckerberg's ability to see potential where others didn't. But as Facebook grew, so did its influence. And that's when the problems began. With great power comes great responsibility and scrutiny. In 2018, Facebook was rocked by the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where user data was harvested without consent and used to influence elections. This wasn't just a PR disaster, it was a wake-up call about the dark side of big tech. People began questioning how much control companies like Facebook should have over our data. The hashtag #DeleteFacebook started trending, and governments around the world began investigating. Zuckerberg himself became a polarizing figure. His congressional testimony that year became a defining moment, not just for Facebook, but for big tech as a whole. Watching him answer questions about privacy, misinformation, and monopoly power highlighted just how complicated the relationship between technology and society had become. Faced with these challenges, Zuckerberg didn't back down. Instead, he pivoted. In 2021, Facebook rebranded as Meta, signaling a shift toward the metaverse, a virtual reality-driven vision for the internet. While some see this as a bold move to stay ahead of the curve, others argue it's an attempt to distract from Facebook's lingering issues, like misinformation and privacy concerns. Meanwhile, competition has ramped up. Platforms like TikTok have captured the attention of younger audiences, forcing Meta to adapt with features like Instagram Reels. For Zuckerberg, staying relevant in an industry that changes overnight is a constant battle. So what can we learn from Mark Zuckerberg's story? First, success often comes from taking risks and having a vision others can't see. Whether it was launching Facebook or acquiring Instagram, Zuckerberg's ability to think long-term has been key to his success. But his journey also shows the importance of responsibility. As tech leaders build tools that shape the world, they need to consider the ethical implications of their work. For Zuckerberg, balancing innovation with accountability has been one of his biggest challenges, and it's a lesson future tech leaders can't afford to ignore. Mark Zuckerberg's story is far from over. Whether you see him as a visionary or a controversial figure, there's no denying his impact on the tech world. As we navigate the future of technology, his journey reminds us of the power and the pitfalls of innovation. What do you think about Mark Zuckerberg's story? Has he done more good or harm with his innovations? Let's discuss in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos about tech icons and the lessons we can learn from their journeys. See you next time.